Hello, today is February 27th, and I'm starting a project in a couple days. I'm going to be listening to 31 albums in 31 days of March. And this is how the video is going to work. I'm going to play a snippet for each album. I want to talk about it. I want to give you how many songs I had to playlist, and then I'm going to give you what album I'm listening to next. I really like sharing my music taste. I think it's very good. I like a lot of songs. As you're going to see from these 31 albums, it crosses a lot of different genres. And I'm not going to have very polished takes, because I'm going to do it right after. So I'll give you my genuine thoughts right after. And then at the end of the video, I'm going to give you my top 10 albums of this big project. So have fun, watch the whole thing, and starting with the first album, For Lovers by Lamp. It was very good. I believe 6 out of the 7 full songs I add to my playlist, which is really good. Yeah, it was really good. I had heard Raining Tapestry before, and I'm like, okay, I would expect them to be a bit more low-key, especially with the other songs I've heard from Lamp, but they weren't. They were Pump Me Up, which, very good. Very good album. And yeah, tomorrow we will be moving on to Tyler, the Creator's Chromacopia. I never listened to anything by Tyler. I think he's really funny. I don't really know how it's gonna match my music taste, but I don't know how similar it be to someone like Kodeka. Who I have multiple songs from his 2 albums, or 2 of his albums. So it's gonna be interesting tomorrow. But For Lovers by Lamp was very good. Might see the top 10. We don't know. But yeah, see you tomorrow with Tyler, the Creator's Chromacopia. Hello, I am back from just finishing Tyler, Creator's Chromacopia. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. That was very good. I don't know what else to say. 5 songs were added to the playlist. Saint Chroma was probably my favorite song. You heard in the snippet before. It's pretty good. I don't know what else to say. Yeah. Actually, do not know what album I'm listening to. I will check in right when I know that. Tomorrow, we will be listening to Recycle by Park So-eun. Very excited. I'm listening to a lot of songs from her, and I'm very excited to see. I mean, we've got a bunch of genres. Starting out, I'm trying to spread them out, and we're starting with 3 different genres, and let's go to Recycle by Park So-eun. I have finished Recycle by Park So-eun. That's pretty good. 7 songs added to the playlist. I think the highlight of the album was definitely the faster songs, but it was really good. But the guitar was immaculate throughout the whole album, and even when the guitar wasn't really present, like in the slower songs. You still heard it. You still were listening to it and saying, "Oh, that's really good guitar work." Yeah. Next we will be moving on to Kiseki by Riria. I believe it is her first album that just came out. This is the first 2025 album, I believe. I will add it in the edit if I'm wrong, if it was in 2024, but it's definitely late 2024 or January 2025. It's gonna be fun. I already have one song on my playlist, but we're gonna send it over there right now. I have just finished Kiseki by Riria, and the most songs added to my playlist out of all 4 of this albums that I've listened to so far, despite, I mean, I guess it was the longest so far, but 9 songs are on the playlist from Kiseki, and it was really good. And compared to Recycle, which the faster songs were definitely the highlights, Kiseki's slower songs were so good, and I think that's what Riria specializes in, those slower songs with the light guitar and just her voice is really good. We both like apple cider, but your hair is smelling like fruit punch, and I don't even like it. Oh, hello. I just finished Love Worm by BB Doobie. It is 10 p.m. I'm about to go to bed, so I'm not going to say much. You could definitely see how Biba Doobie was developing as an artist, especially because this was an early album. You could see it through Beatopia and through This How Tomorrow Moves. Tomorrow we are going to be listening to Ryoku Shoku Shakai's. Sorry if I butchered the name. I can never get that name right. Their new album is the second 2025 album, and it is Channel U. Very excited because I liked Pink Blue, so I'm interested to see how Channel U is. But enough yapping, I want to go to bed, so let's send it over to me tomorrow after listening to Channel U. Well, hello. I just finished Channel U, and I don't know if anything is beating that. I thought For Lovers would be a strong contender, especially for the beginning of this little experiment or challenge endeavor. For the top 10 ranking, now is insanely wrong because Channel U went in. I was expecting good songs. I've liked their stuff before. I liked Pink Blue, as I said in the previous clip, but I never thought I would be like a huge fan. But Channel U was just so good. I don't know how to explain it. Out of the 15 full-length songs on the playlist, I have 12. Or on the album, I have 12 on the playlist. I have long had a theory that an album is amazing if it hits 9, which I've proven with no album actually reaching a 10 songs on the playlist. That's unheard of on my playlist, but now it's not, because Channel U just did it. Tomorrow we will be going into Punk Tactics by Joey Vance and Bray. No Hands is one of those 9-song albums But let's see if Punk Tactics can do that. That all from me. Well, let's send it over to me on March 7th with the 7th album of this challenge.
Should I assist you, or do you get the picture? If you don't budge, I'm gonna have to hit you with the tactics. With the tactics.
Good morning. Today is March 7th, and I just finished Punk Tactics by Joey Valence and Bray. It was very good. I mean, it's a Joey Valence and Bray album. You know what to expect. You know to expect funny lines with great music, intense music, but it was very good. I believe I had 6 songs to my playlist. But tomorrow will be the Toasters pilot episode by Toasters. I don't know much about them, but it's a Korean indie band. That's all I know. So I'm basically going in blind for this album. It's very short, but let's send over tomorrow.
Oh, Sunday night, 너는 집에 가야 한대. Oh, Sunday night.
Well, good morning. It is 10 p.m. I'm about to go to bed. I just finished Toasters pilot episode by Toasters, which is band Park So-yeon and 2 other Korean indie artists, and it was very good. I am one of their about 800 monthly listeners now, which is kind of crazy, but it was very good. Nice little Korean indie album. But tomorrow we are going to move on to Ray's Jings, which is a very short album again. I liked To You, which we will see one of their albums later on in this video, but I want to see how Shings is, but that's all for today. It was a good album. 6 songs added to my playlist, so let's send it over to tomorrow with Shings by Ray. Well, I am recording this while I'm listening to You's I'll Put You in Misery, which is a little later on in the video. I have just done some research, and Ray from Jings, I believe, is not the Ray for To You. I sincerely apologize for the mess up. But all the critiques and praise is still the same. It's just don't take all the To You talk for for whatever you would take it as, because that's my fault. So let's get back to the video. Well, hello. I finished Jings by Ray, a mini album, like a couple ones I have. It was interesting. It wasn't my favorite. I think it was good. The guitar, obviously, it's a guitar-based album. It was very good, but I think the highlights were very high, but the lowlights were pretty low. 3 songs were added to the playlist, and tomorrow we will go back to indie with, I believe, Mickey Darling's album. Let me just check the name real quick. So tomorrow will be Mickey Darling's Let's Dance Until We Are Scared. I'm excited to go back into the indie rock. I believe this is the first indie rock album and of this video, so it'll be interesting. But that is all for today. I will see you guys tomorrow with Mickey Darling's Let's Dance Until We Get Scared.
Didn't mean to leave you with the deepest scars. You know there's no reason. It's just for the art. Broken people breaking hearts.
Well, hello. I just finished Let's Dance When We Are Scared. by Mickey Darling, and it was okay. 4 songs add to the playlist. Was decently a long album, but it was okay. It was a Mickey Darling album. When I was first getting into indie rock, they were one of my top bands, but it was still pretty good. Tomorrow, I actually do not know where we're going next, so let me check that 1 second. So tomorrow is 2U's I Will Put You in Misery. I'm excited for that. I really like It's Raining After All, but that's all I have for you today, and tomorrow's going to be a fun one, so let's send it over there now.
をつけてもビビたるもんで全体の中じゃ見えないこの頭に問いただせそもそもこんな人生に勝ちないけど
Hello, well, you saw me from today, a couple days ago, because I just listened to I'll Put You in Misery by 2U. It was a very good album, very 2U-y. Too bad they kind of too bad Pusu kind of killed his underage girlfriend. But no matter, because it was a pretty good album. I had 7 songs added to the playlist, which is a pretty good number, especially it being only around 30 minutes. Which is not the shortest album that we have, but it's not the longest. So it was pretty good. And like the past couple of days, I actually do not know what album we are going to listen to. So let's send it over to me in a couple seconds. Well, we are going to listen to Heavenly Petticoat by Hi-Sun. I've listened to 1 song from him. And it was pretty good. So I'm excited to see what Heavenly Petticoat has in store. It's another pretty short album, but we're going to get to it, and hopefully you don't see me again tonight. But let's send it to tomorrow. Hello, I have just finished Heavenly Petticoat by Hi-Sun, which, while listening to it, found out that he's not making more music because, I don't know, but that album was really good. I believe I had 5 or 6 songs to the playlist, just a solid total for just about 40 minutes. And I thought it was a good album. I don't know, the guitars were really good, which I find, which really dictates my taste in a lot of music. But tomorrow we will be going into Broccoli U2's We Know We Will All Fail. I believe that's the name. But, I think it's good. I think it's going to be an interesting day. But, that's all I have. I'm going to go to bed. But, good night, and let's see you tomorrow.
어떤 노래는 날개를 달고 적은 몸짓으로
guys, I have just finished.
높이
No, we will all fail. By Broccoli U2, and it was pretty good. 6 songs were added to the playlist. It was a good little Korean indie album. Yeah, really all I'll say. If I just accidentally unpaused the game that I was playing while listening to it. So yeah, that's fun. But tomorrow we'll be listening to O2 by Kan. And I know how that's gonna go. Kan is just a singer for a lot of producers, I guess, in their main album. But let's see how it goes. I really like Boost Anima, which is Kan and Kariki Bear. That song is so good. So I hope most of the songs are like that. I think that might just be Kuriki Bear, but let's see. But that's all I have for today. O2 Con goes tomorrow.
逃げば漏れともさせない黙るとなぜ決めたるパワースイート
Hello. I finished O2 by Con actually a decent while ago, but I didn't have a chance to record until now. It was pretty good, I think. There are definitely highs with, I think, the funkier and the quicker production got. Con really excelled in the vocals, which I thought were very good. And yeah, it was a really good album. 7 songs added to my playlist. And yeah, it's really all that I have for O2 by Con. Let me check what album we're going to next. So we are going to go to Break by Room 703, or their English name. I don't know what, I know their name in Japanese, I can't pronounce it. But yeah, Break will be a fun one. I really liked Hurry P, but came out in 2024, so I'm interested to see how this 2022 album is, so let's send it over to Break.
手足があるから人間か脳みそぶちまけりゃが乱動か愛が欲しいのは煩悩か誰も彼も食らうのが頂点か言葉交わすのは偶然かじゃあ傷つけ合うのは本能か
Hello, I just finished Break by 703 Hikoshitsu, or Room 703, as I said yesterday, and it was very good. 10 songs added to the playlist. As I said with Channel U, that there's been a long-standing barrier between, like, an amazing album and an all-time album. If 9 songs is an amazing album, and 10 it goes to all-time, and Break has 10, so, Aboyashi, which I did not know was on this album, is one of my favorite songs right now. And yeah, it was a very good album. And tomorrow we are going Dayglow by Dayglow. It's going to be interesting, taking a break from all the J-pop and J-rock and going into some indie rock. So that's going to be fun. So let's just send it over there. Well, hello. I just finished Dayglow by Dayglow. It was pretty good indie rock album. Thought it was good. That was really it. 5 songs added to the playlist. Good album. Nothing spectacular, but it still was a pleasant listen. Tomorrow we are listening to Phantom Sita and Girlhood Memories. Making the snippet that you will see shortly, I was not expecting what song played there, so I'm very interested to see what's gonna happen tomorrow. So that's it for today. I know it's a very short one, but I don't really have much to say for Dayglow, and let's send it over to Girlhood Memories by Phantom Sita. Hello, and I just finished Girlhood Memories by Phantom Sita, and it was a pretty good J-rock, J-pop album. You could definitely tell that the auto influences were there as sort of auto formed the group. It was a really good album. 4 songs added to the playlist. And yeah. And tomorrow we're going back to Korean indie with Hidden Picture by Nora DeGraham. And I'm interested to see how this songs as I continue finding more great indie artists. It's going to be interesting to see how well Norda to Graham can compare to like some Meaningful Soul, Blissstone Crueler, and others. So enough yapping. Let's send it over there now.
거짓말이었을까 그건
Hello, I just finished Hidden Pictures by Nordia Graham. And it's a weird but very good Korean indie album. 5 songs added to the playlist here tonight. And yeah, that's really all I have to add. We're reaching the home stretch now. I believe just 12 albums left, as tomorrow's the 19th. Yeah, we're reaching the home stretch. Deco 27's Android Girl will be next. I really like Transform. Don't listen to any other full Deco 27 albums. So I believe it's my only Vocaloid album on this on the schedule for this whole month. So without further ado, let's take it over there. Oh my goodness, I just finished Android Girl by Deco 27 and it's pretty good. Deco 27 might be a genius, but also might be insane to release too much music. But Android Girl was very good. It was a good Deco 27 album. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Tomorrow we're going to Humor by Back Number, and I'm interested to see how it is. I don't know much about Back Number, so yeah, we're going to really J-pop, J-rock swing in this like past week. I'm just really feeling J-pop and J-rock after Channel U, and I don't know when that's going to end, but we're eventually going to run out of them. So yeah, Back Number, Humor by Back Number is tomorrow, but that's all for tonight, and let's go. Well, hello, another late night, as I've got to the habits of listening to these at night. But Humor by Back Number, very good J-rock album. It gave me very, it's like anime opening theme type of vibe, but it was very good. 8 songs added to the playlist, which is very impressive for a 12-song album. Tomorrow, we are going to be moving into Glaive's I Care So Much I Don't Care At All, which I'm interested because I've not listened to much by Glaive, but I've heard good things. So that's going to be the next one. And yeah, that's all I have. Let's see what's going on tomorrow. Oh my goodness. I don't know why I started like that. I finished I Care So Much I Don't Care At All by Glaive, and it was a pretty good album. I'm just sitting down. And it was a pretty good album. I didn't notice there wasn't really any pure highs in the album. Like, there wasn't any songs that I was like, oh yeah, I can listen to this on repeat for the next year. Like Channel U. But like, so really good. Let me check how many songs I had to play this. I think it's around 6. But I'll check and also give you what album we're listening to tomorrow. Well, it was indeed 6. And tomorrow we are moving on to Bosudong Cooler, R.I.P. And Sand. I've listened to, honestly, 2 songs from the album, which I'm pretty sure it's a short album, so it's a decent amount. But R.I.P. Bosudong Cooler. And yeah, let's listen to the Sand, which was their first album, I believe, and it wasn't an EP. So let's just send over there tomorrow.
서로를 뒤집어 산산조각 나는 말들.
Well, hello. I've just finished Sand by Bosudong Cooler, R.I.P. And I feel even sadder about them disbanding because that was a very good album. 5 songs added to the playlist. It was calming. It was good. But they disbanded. It wasn't better than from 2024, Sitting in a Chair, but it was still pretty good. And tomorrow we will going to Occult by Moe, which I have no clue who this is. When I was finding albums for this month, it was just there on my recommended on Spotify. So it's gonna be fun. I think it's J-pop, but not 100% sure. So yeah, let's just send it over there. Hello. Well, I have just finished Occult by Moe, and it was very good. It was more of J-pop, city pop kind of album, which I was not expecting. But it was very good. 7 songs added to the playlist, which is very impressive for a 10-song album. And yeah, it was a very good album. Tomorrow we're staying in Japanese pop music, going Kaizen by Eve. And I think it's gonna be a fun one. Under Blue I loved so much. So I'm interested to see what Eve's previous album can do. That's all I have for you today, and let's send it back to me, but tomorrow. I finished Kaizen by Eve an hour ago, and it was pretty good. Under Blue was way better. But still, I believe 6 or 7 songs at playlist. And yeah, it was a good Eve album. It wasn't amazing, but it was good. And let me check what we are going to be listening to tomorrow. Tomorrow, we are going to be listening to Landed in Hospital, and So Are We by Mitski. I've liked a lot of Mitski stuff. I haven't listened to a full album by her, so it's going to be fun. Maybe not fun, but it's going to be interesting. So, that's all from today. And let's take it to tomorrow.
So when I die, which I must do, could it shine down here with you? 'Cause my love is my
Hello? I have finished The Land is in Hospital, and So Are We by Mitski, and it was very good. It was nice and calming. And yeah, it was 7 songs added to the playlist. Solid number. And yeah, it's just a solid album. Nothing really to fault it. Tomorrow we're reaching the end. Book 2 by Yosobai. I'm very excited for that. I've listened to Book 4. Also, I have a lot of Yosobai songs on my playlist just from singles. So, it's gonna be a fun one. So, see you all tomorrow.
することが募る想い姿さえも
finished book 2 by Yosohai, and it was very good. 4 songs added to the playlist, which I believe it had 7 or 8 songs. It's a solid number. It was pretty good. Good Yosohai album. I think they had better songs, 100% sure, 100%. But it was a very good album, and tomorrow we're actually going into the first album that I did not originally plan to have on this list. That's because I've been enjoying God Stained by Quedeca so much that I haven't listened to it. I didn't mean to haunt you. So that is what we're listening to tomorrow. Change plans. But yeah, let's send it over there. Good morning. I have just finished I Didn't Mean to Haunt You by Quedeca, and that young boy is amazing. Yeah. 6 songs added to the playlist. Quedeca is just masterful at everything he does at this point. And yeah, it was really good. And I can't wait for Vanisher. That's all I have to say. It was a really good album. And let me check what we are going to next. Hello. We are going to Spectrum Super Remix 1991, which completely new territory. That I'm pretty sure is pure city pop, old city pop. So I'm excited to see how that goes. And that's all I have for you. And tomorrow, let's send it over there. Hello, I have finished Spectrum Super Remix 1991. Actually, I finished it in the morning, but didn't have a chance to record it until now. And it was pretty good. It was kind of what I expected. But it was good. It was nice. And tomorrow, I do not know, but we've got 3 albums left. So let me check. We are going with Me Stranger by Minsu, I think. And I'm excited. I've only listened to the birthday song by her, so I'm interested to see what a new album is like. So that's all for me today. Let's go to tomorrow.
바보 같은 난 또 네 전화를 피하지 못해 아무도 모르는
Well, I have just finished Me Stranger by Minsu, and yeah, you'll see that one again. 10 songs added to the playlist, which I believe I only skipped 1 actual song. There's skits and interludes, and that brought it up to 35 minutes. But 10 songs added to the playlist, I believe tied with 703 Goshitsu and Break. Yeah, very good album. I really enjoyed that. And I know what we are going to next, Uchuneko. I don't know how to pronounce the name, so I'll be right back. But tomorrow we are going to Uchuneko's Kimi no Yuni Irata, I think. But yeah, just 2 albums left in this video, and then we're going to my top 10 albums of this adventure. So it's all for me on this late night, and send it to me tomorrow. Hello, we have one more to go. Uchu Nekoko's album. I still don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry, but it was very good. 4 songs added to the playlist. I believe that's only on 6 actual songs. It was a very short album, but it was a very good Japanese rock album. And yeah, it's just really solid. And tomorrow, the final day of March 31st, and the final album of this adventure, Lamp Genso. I figured Lamp was I believe the only artist I had 2 albums from them on it. I thought what a good way. I loved For Lovers. What a way to start and end it with both Lamp. And yeah. So I'm excited for Lamp Genso. If it's as good as For Lovers, it's gonna be up there. But let's see. That's all from me today. Let's send it to March 31st, the final album of this month. Hello guys, I finished Lamp Genso, and well, it's pretty good. I won't say much because I have much to say in the top 10. So yeah, 8 songs added to the playlist. It was very good. And you'll find out if it is better than the beginning album For Lovers by Lamp. Yeah. I do not have an album to listen to tomorrow because we have the top 10 you'll be seeing shortly. That is all from me. March 31st. Let's send it to me probably in a week, maybe a couple days, with the top 10. Hello, it is time for the top 10 albums I listened to in March. It was a fun month compared to a lot of other Marches, which were just long because don't get really any breaks in school. But starting out with number 10, it is Humor by Back Number. 8 out of 12 songs were added to the playlist. My favorite song was The Silent Journey in Tokyo. And doing an introduction, this is how every top entry will work, and share some opinions, and then basic information, overall opinion on the album, and rating. Back Number is an alternative Japanese rock band formed in 2004. Humor is their 7th studio album, released in 2023. I found them scrolling on Spotify recommended page, which is a common theme throughout most of this top 10, called Hero Suit, which was also on this album. As of April 1st, they have 4.2 million monthly listeners on Spotify. I thought this album was a very good J-rock album with lots of highlights and not really any lows. The vocals and the guitar work from Yuri Shimizu was excellent and very much the highlight for me. Compared to lots of albums I listened to over the past month, this one was probably the most cheery, and the one that most made me want to go outside in the springtime and frolic in a flower field, roll down a hill or something. I would rate this album a pretty grade out of 57. Going to number 9, a little bit of a transition. Punk Tactics by Joey Valence and Bray. 6 out of the 14 songs were added to the playlist. My favorite song was Delinquent Teen Titan. And in my notes here, I just have Silly. So that song's really good. Joey Valance and Bray, an experimental rap group formed in 2001. Punk Tactics is their first studio album released in 2023. I found them just generally through word of mouth because a couple of my friends really liked No Hands, their second studio album, and I started listening to it and I loved it. As of April 1st, they have 4.1 million monthly listeners on Spotify. This album, especially compared to No Hands, just a year later, shows the evolution of one of the best experimental rap groups in the 2020s. The funny lyrics, the intense beats, and the great delivery from both Joey Valance and Bray just add so much to a genre that I don't generally listen to much. I know I had 3 experimental rap albums, but really I've only listened to 5. The other ones being Scrapyard and No Hands. I would give this album a solid awesome out of 18. Going up to number 8 is Toaster's pilot episode by Toasters. 6 out of the 8 songs in this album were added to the playlist. My favorite song is Look at This Love. Toasters is a Korean indie rock band formed in 2022 by Kim Dae-gon, Park So-eun, and An Soo-eun. Toasters' pilot episode is their first studio album after releasing their first EP in 2022. This album was released in 2024. I found them through looking at the Spotify recommendations directly on Park So-eun's Spotify page and found a band that she had formed, which is Toasters. As of April 1st, they only have 830 monthly listeners, which is a crime. This album was so good, and I cannot believe that they just have 830 monthly listeners. This album was a very good indie rock record, and probably the best indie rock album I listened to in March. The guitar work is magnificent, and the vibe on this album is so good. It's very energetic, but still having that indie rock vibe. It's very good. I would give this an 830 out of. Give them a listen, please. We need to get them out of the 800s. We need to get them to 1,000 monthly listeners, please. Number 7 is Quedeca's I Didn't Mean to Haunt You. And this was a last minute addition, as I said in my quick little review after listening to it. 6 out of the 11 songs were added to the playlist. My favorite song was Fantasy World, just because of that drop 3 minutes in. Quedeca is an American experimental rapper and now apparently a folk artist in Vanisher, who got his fame from making a diss track on KSI called Insecure. I Didn't Mean to Haunt You is Quedeca's 3rd studio album, releasing in 2022. I found Quedeca through what probably many people found him by KSI's diss track, but never listened to his real music until late 2024 when I listened to Scrapyard. As of April 1st, Quedeca has 44,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. Will you check if that's more? Because I'm certain it is more. Just because of Godstained, which already has a million streams in around a week, which is really good. Quedeca, about the same. 480, which is 40,000 new listeners. I Didn't Mean to Haunt You is insanely good and should be recognized as one of the best experimental rap albums that has been released. But I think just because of the strength of Scrapyard and Now Vanisher, even though it hasn't come out, Godstained is just that good. But because they're that good, I think it's been put in a backseat. Everything that goes on in this album is amazing, and you're left understanding everything and just like enjoying it. Because if you think about everything, you would be like, what the hell? And I'll rank this an 87 out of super awesome. Number 6 is Me Stranger by Minsu. Second Korean indie rock album on here. 10 out of the 14 songs add to the playlist to cross that 10 benchmark. Favorite song is Love Play. Minsu is a South Korean indie rock and folk artist who made her debut in 2018. Me Stranger is her first studio album released in 2024. I found Minsu from scrolling through Spotify's recommendations and finding her song, the birthday song, through that, and I added this song to my 2 listens to album playlist, which eventually turned into where I got all my albums from for this month. As of April 1st, she has 40,000 monthly listeners, which is actually a solid benchmark for Korean indie artists. Me Stranger is a great album, and as I said, the best Korean album I've listened to during this little adventure challenge, whatever you want to call it. And there are a lot of little things, like in 29 there's a couple samples or little hints at the beginning that just add so much to it, and all of those just add to the overall experience. I would rate this an awesome sauce out of 152.7. Going into top 5, obviously you can tell that I don't really have an exact rating system for these, and eventually I will put all these songs, I'll make an account on album of the year and rank all of these albums actually, not just ranking in an awesome sauce out of 152.7. Break by 703 Gushitsu was very good. 11 songs added to the playlist. My favorite song is one of my favorite songs right now, Aboshi. I don't know how to say it. But it's so good. Ataki Yuno, or 703 Koshitsu, is a Japanese rock/pop artist from Funabashi City. She rose to fame through the song Ninjin in her first album, Break. And that's the album I listened to. What a coincidence. It was released in 2022. I found 703 Gushitsu in a very weird way by listening to a Bling Bang 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 Born acoustic cover on my For You page on TikTok. I listened to Ninjin after that, and in the summer of 2024 on a car ride, I listened to a recent EP at the time, and I've been a fan ever since. As of April 1st, she's 170,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. Break is just non-stop bangers and an amazing J-pop album that definitely deserves more recognition. 703 Gushitsu evolved from this album and is making so much good music ever since, and in this album, still very good. I would give this album 11 million views. So that's how much Ninjin has out of a good song, because that is what Ninjin is. Going into 4th place, we have Occult by Moe. 7 out of 10 songs added to the playlist. My favorite song is Kiss Me in the Rain. Moe is another Japanese singer-songwriter, we have a lot of them, on this list, who makes Japanese pop music resembling city pop. She's also an amazing video director, which I have learned while researching for this little top 10 segment. Occult is her first studio album, released in 2024. Like many other artists, I found Moe scrolling through artists you might like on TikTok. Not TikTok, Spotify, sorry. And found her. I believe this was an Ami Adori, which is another artist I think should have way more recognition. As of April 1st, she has 10,000 monthly listeners on Spotify. So we need to get that up too. Occult is just a vibe. It's so calming. It has such a cool vibe to it that makes you just ascend. The calming backing track mixed with great light vocals from Moe combined to make one of the best albums I have listened to in all my life. This gets an 18 out of a very good album. Next, we are going into the Lamp segment of this top 10. Number 3, For Lovers by Lamp, the first album I listened to in this adventure. 6 out of 8 songs added to the playlist. My favorite song is Last Train at 25 o'clock. Lamp is a Japanese pop band formed in 2000 by Taiyo Sumaya, Yusuke Nagai, and Kaori Sakakibara. For Lovers is their second studio album released in 2004. I'm so used to reading 2024. I found Lamp, just like many others, scrolling through Spotify's song recommendations when I heard Raining Tapestry and added it to the playlist. As of April 1st, they have 2.2 million monthly listeners on Spotify. For Lovers is a very good album that has no flaws, no lows whatsoever. The quick songs are amazing, but so are the slower songs. Just like Calm Me Down, Lamp has just made perfect music throughout their career. A perfect out of 67. Number 2. Guess what band it is? It's Lamp again, Lamp Genso. The last song I listened to, 8 out of 11 songs added to the playlist. Favorite song is Yume Utsutsu. And you've heard the spiel already about who Lamp is. Lamp Genso is better than For Lovers, but not by much. Its highlights are exactly the same. There's no messes on this album. Also, it's same level of quality as For Lovers, but there are 3 extra songs that just brought it up just slightly better than For Lovers. So this gets a 68 out of awesome. And going to number 1, I just want to give a shout out. O2 Kan was the final album I cut for Lamp Genso. Yeah, I don't have anything on my notes, but it's a very good album. Very producer driven because Kan is just vocalist. But the producers were great and Kan is a great vocalist. So now we're going to my favorite album, I believe of all time, Channel U by Ryoko Shoku Shakai. Sorry. 12 out of the 17 songs were added to the playlist. I couldn't pick for my favorite song. Player One and Be a Flower, I think, are both perfect songs. I think right now I picked Be a Flower slightly ahead because I had a moment where I did kind of shed a tear listening to it just because of how peak it was. Ryoko Shoku Shakai is a J-rock band formed in 2012 by vocalist Haruko Nagaya, guitarist Issei Kobayashi, Pepe on the keyboard, and Shingo Anami on the bass. Channel U is their 5th studio album, releasing in late February of 2025. I found them, like a lot of others probably did, by watching an anime and finding their songs through there. This one was the ending theme for the first part of season 1 of Delicious in Dungeon Party. As of April 1st, they have 2.6 million monthly listeners on Spotify. Channel U is a perfect album. with the highest of highs that that made a tear in my eye. The cutting vocals, the full band, everything combines together to make some of the most perfect songs I've heard in my life. I float while listening to Be a Flower, and I just started Apothecary Diaries a couple days ago. Once it came out on Netflix on April 1st, and I heard this opening and I genuinely freaked out. Ryoko Shaka have made some of the most perfect songs I have heard, and I can't wait to hear more. Please come to Boston. Please, I need to see them in concert. And I will give this a perfect 100 out of 100. And that wraps up this top 10. This was a big commitment for me. I've never done any of these month-long projects ever, not even a week-long project, but it's taken a while, and I'm very happy that I had the commitment to work on it throughout the whole month. And thank you, everyone. If you got to this far, please like the video. As I've said, it's taken over a month. I started planning this around mid-February, getting all the albums, and now I'm recording this on April 4th. Hopefully we'll get it out in less than a week from recording day, but who knows. Thank you everyone for watching. Please listen to all of these albums that I have in the top 10, or all of these albums that I have in this video. I will leave a link to the album of the year once I do it. And yeah, go listen to Channel U, and that's all I have for this video. Thank you everyone for watching again. I know this is a long video. I don't know how long it's going to be, but potentially over an hour. Who knows? Thank you again, and have a good morning and goodbye.